Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear student, I think you are all okay. Stay home, be safe, and maintain the proper guideline from WHO, World Health Organization, and all the guideline given by government. Now, I am going to present my lecture. Today lecture is on sustainable development. You know, we already completed our lecture on social development, and now we'll go to discuss about the sustainable development. This topic is very important for the recent world. You know, sustainable development goal included most important 17 goals that is focus in different area, and also all this sector included the whole life standard, whole world, and whole society. Now I'm going to discuss about the sustainable development, then the goals of sustainable development, and any other related issue of sustainable development. Now I'm going to share you my screen to show my presentation or lecture. Now I'm going to share you my screen to present my lecture. Here is my lecture in MS Word. I think that you are seeing my lecture on sustainable development. It is written in red color and underlined. Sustainable development. First of all, sustainable development meets the needs of present without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their own needs. Sustainable development is one kind of development, but its sustainable development added some extra values, extra feature. That's this development do not compromise future generation to meet their own needs. It is more than development. It is development for future generation, for future uh, uh, environment, for future society, for future world. So sustainable development also include here you see that sustainable development that not only generate economical growth. Sometimes we talk about the economical growth is only sustainable development, but it doesn't mean sustainable development. Sustainable development also included economical development, social development, political development, uh, along with psychological or mental development. I think that in some cases social development as well as economic development both are interrelated for sustainable development, and it also increases the mental or psychological development of human being. So here is the another definition: sustainable development uh, that not only generate economical growth but also distribute its benefit means here the development benefits equitability that generate the environment rather than destroying it. So first of all, here is most important thing is environment rather destroying. We should preserve, we should save our environment. Here one important example may be our Sundarban, the most important forest that saves our life during disaster, hazard, etc. So here first point is that I want to highlight for your kind attention. Here I am going to highlight this point, some important point. Here you can see some important point. Environment, you see that point I underlined here, environment. So sustainable development want or all time ensure environment sustainability rather than destroying it. We should preserve it, not destroying. Then that empower people rather than marginalize them. So sustainable development uh, must included to empower the poor people, disadvantaged people, vulnerable people, or people who are backward section, and not to make them more vulnerable, not to make them more marginalized. It gives priority to the poor, enlarging their choice and opportunity and providing for their participation in this decision affecting to them. This decision may be social policy, social plan, social project, different kind of economical project also may be included here. It is development that is pro nature and pro human. So sustainable development mainly focus the development that uh, did not compromise or do not compromise the ability of future generation to meet their own needs. Here's some important objective or maybe called also goals of sustainable development here. So I am now discussing on sustainable development only. So you have to focus on sustainable development, not social development or any other kind of development. Sustainable development is more than social development, is more than economic development. It is a development that's meet the present need and also save or preserve something better for future generation or future world. Okay, so I am going to present next topics is objective of sustainable development. Here I am going to underline this word, objective of sustainable development. You see that there are, I find out 8 objectives. You can add more and more uh, objectives or goals of sustainable development, but I think that this 8 objective may include many other relevant issue related to sustainable development. First of all, to ensure their present and future social security. Sustainable development ensure the present and future social security. So social security is very important issue in the recent world. You know, we need security in terms of our mental health, physical health, social life, political life, and other relevant issue. Second point is that to build generation more creative and innovative. Sustainable always want to make this generation and future generation more creative, more innovative. They will introduce new thinking, new idea, new technology, new policy, new plan, new social life. So sustainable development always included or includes creative and innovative idea. Third is more important than any other. It reserve to reserve natural resources. We know that without natural resources, no country in the world cannot uh, bring their development and cannot get their proper development, sustainable development. So we have to reserve our national resources, utilize our natural resources. So by utilizing our natural resources, we know that in Bangladesh we have a lot of natural gas and we have to utilize it, but we cannot. Okay, so here is another point is to find out more and more opportunity. To find out more and more opportunity. Here most important is that sustainable development always want to create more and more opportunity and more service, quality services for the better world. Here is point 5 is on to preserve material and non-material asset. It also discussed in natural resources. You know that material resources always we can see was, but non-material asset also is important. Non-material assets maybe include your skill, your innovative power, your thinking level. Here is on you can set an example, the human power or human resources, skilled human resources may be non-material asset. Here is another point, to plan for long time. Uh, you always think that in Bangladesh or in developing country, sometimes in developed country also think that for immediate solution, but immediate solution is not better for the world. So we have to plan for long term. Long term plan or long time plan is very important for the future world to make sustainable society. We live in society and we always will be live in society. So society, we have to make our society better for ourselves, our future children. So to make sustainable society is another objective of sustainable development goal. Sustainable development. Here is point 8, to sense the style of society and culture, not fashion. We know that culture is very important. Culture includes all the aspect of religion, social life, customs. and other value system, our morals, attitude, thinking level, all this aspect included culture. So we have to change our bad culture that is very harmful for society or nation. So cultural and aspect is more important in sustainable development, mm, in terms of sustainable development. So to ensure sustainable development, we have to create a better society, and this society will preserve or will evaluate culture in positive way. Okay, next I am going to present is another topics. SDGs is most burning issue in the recent world. SDGs. Here S means sustainable, D means development, G means goal. Here is a 17 goal. That's why GS, Sustainable Development Goals. Here the Sustainable Development Goals are a collection of 17 global goals set by United Nations General Assembly in 2015 for the year 2030. The sustainable SDGs are part of resolution 70 by 1 for United Nations General Assembly. The so you can easily say, I can easily say, but we can easily say that sustainable development was initiated after the fulfillment of MDGs, Millennium Development Goal. You know about Millennium Development Goal. It included 8 goals, and most of the country already fulfill these goals, and some maybe lacks. And sustainable development is second phase of Millennium Development Goal. And here is the another point: the Sustainable Development Goal are 17 goal. I am going to recite only 17 goal here. Point one, I am sequential. I'm going to tell you those all point: no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality. 6, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industry, innovation and infrastructure, introducing inequality, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, climate action. And some other goal is another slide: life below water, life on land, peace, justice as a strong institution, and partnership for the goals. Here, you know that my subject name is, my course name is social welfare and development. So we have to focus or emphasis on social issue. And some here you see that in this slide, I highlighted some important issues or important goals. Here, I am going to present you by underlying this word, no poverty. First, I make it bigger than any other word, no poverty. So it is very much related to your social issue or social development or social welfare development. Uh, Zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, and here is reducing inequality, sustainable cities and community. This those 7 point is very much related to our courses, to my courses, social welfare and development. And another 2 point maybe in next slide, life on land. Not this important, this is not important, more important. You may not include it here. More important is than, but most important is the peace, justice as a strong institution is very much important. And last of all, and 17 goal, 17 number goal is partnership for the goals. So those point need to be discussed, need to be analyzed, and which kind of goal or what kind of goal it included here is most important. So here I am going to only discuss on those highlighted issue. So first of all, no poverty. Here you can see that I am going to make it another color. No poverty is very much important. Here you see that in my lecture, no poverty in written in red color. I'm going to make it clear to you. No poverty is very important, and here to end poverty in all and eat all from us everywhere is very important. Here, this point also included some other issues. Those are by 2030, eradicate extreme poverty for the all people everywhere. Currently measure as people living on less than 1.25 a day. That means 1.25 means $1.25, and you can convert it in taka. $1 maybe 86 taka. You can make it on convert it. Here in poverty also included. By 2030, reduce at least the half of the proportion of men, women, and children of all ages living in the poverty and in the wall dimension according to the national division. Implement nationally appropriate social protection system and measure for all, including floor. And by 2030, as if substantial coverage of the poor of the vulnerable. Is most important is another second point is I can under highlights by making it red. You can see that I can make it under no need. It may be black, remain black. So here I am going to discuss your another point. My videos of here is another point is zero hunger. So you can see that in the list in second number is zero hunger, and second point, second goal of sustainable development, zero hunger, is more important, and you have to discuss, you have to make it more clear in your exam script. This point is maybe related to poverty and hunger is more, those point is very much related. This also included some issues that is I'm going to present you. That point is here. By 2020, end hunger and ensure access to all people, in particular the poor people in vulnerable situation, including infant, to safe and nutrition and sufficient food for your round. By 2030, maximum point is targeted 2030. 30 is the terminate point of SDGs. Here, end of all form of malnutrition, including achieving by 2025 internationally agreed target on starting and washing of the children under 5 years of age, and address the national needs of adolescent girl, pregnant, and lactating women and older person. So here the focus group is girls, adolescent girls. Second, it's important, pregnant women and lactating women and older people is more important. Here is another point is quality education. So education is most important for all kind of society, and without ensuring proper education and education for all ages, education for all society, education for all class, no nation can develop their uh, present situation. So I think another one point is missing, already missed by me, is good health and well-being. I have to clear your health issue. Here, by 2030, third number, I am going to discuss on third point, good health and well-being. So it is another important issue. So I'm going to tell you that by 2030, reduce global maternal mortality ratio to less than 70%, 70, to make maternal mortality less than 70 per 10,000 live birth. Okay. Second point is by 2030, end preventive death and newborn and children under 5. So prevent newborn death, newborn baby death. Okay. Another point is by reduce 1/3 premature mortality for non-communicable diseases through prevention and treatment, and promote maternal health and well-being. Okay. Another point is by 2030, sustainability reduce the number of death and all illness and hazard, chemical and airs, water and soil pollution and communication. So all this point is very much important, very much important. You know that. Here another point is that I'm going to show you most important point to you. Dear student, I think you are listening to me very well, and my sound and screen sharing is clear to you. I think that, and if any problem, you can tell me by texting me, make text or inform me, and I am going to make you clear another. Uh, I am on the third point, maybe I was, and I am going to make you clear on other point, and I'm going to share my screen to you here. That my lecture I was discussing on good health and well-being. I already discussed on no poverty, zero hunger, and I was on discussing good health and well-being. Here, some important aspect is that strengthen the implementation of World Health Organization framework convention on tobacco control in all countries as appropriate manner. Okay, and another is sustainability reduce the number of death and illness from hazardous chemical and air, water, and soil pollution and contamination. All these points are very important, and here uh, for good health, a lot of issues related here. And another uh, aspect about good health is that strengthen the prevention and treatment of substance abuse, drug abuse. That means including natural bad drugs. That means narcotic drugs and abuse and harmful use for alcohol. So all this point is very much important here. Here I am going to discuss your another point is maybe number 4, quality education. By 2030, ensure that all girls and boys complete free, equitable, and quality primary and secondary education, leading to relevant and effective learning outcome. Okay, and second is more important that here ensure that all girls and boys have access to quality elderly childhood development care and pre-primary education so that they are ready to primary education. I'm going to discuss here the number 4 point, quality education. Substantially increase the number of youth and adults who have relevant skill, including technical and vocational skill for employment, decent job, and entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is very important for the recent world, and it make more and more job employment opportunity. Here another point is eliminate gender disparities in education and ensure equal access to all level of education and vocational training and vulnerable, including persons with disabilities, indigenous people and children and vulnerable situation, and also included older people. Ensure that all youth and substitutional promotion of the adults, both men and women, and literacy, as older literacy. Yes, it is very important. And second, here is the another point is more important, that is included in uh, uh, education sector, that is ensure that all learners acquire the knowledge and skill needed to promote sustainable development, including among other through education for sustainable development and sustainable lifestyle, human rights, gender equality, promotion of culture and peace and non-violence, global citizen, appreciation of cultural diversity and cultural contribution and sustainable development. Education mainly uh, focuses on social manner, behavior, personal development, all those issues. Education not only for make people to give them only degree. Okay, here another important point in that included on education, that is build and upgrade education facilities that are child, disability, gender sensitive, and provide safe, non-violent, inclusive, and learning environment for all. That education and institution, it may be college, school, or university, that will be very much relevant, very much uh, favorable, and environment of this institution or education institute will be favorable for all class, all kind of society, irrespective of male, female, or maybe religion, Hindu, Muslim, Christian, or Buddhist. Those all important. So here is another important aspect is number 5. I am going to finish by telling the number 5. I think 5 point is more important than another point I will discuss a little bit. Number 5 is achieve gender equality to empower all women and girls. So gender equality is more important in the recent world in all form of discrimination against all women and girls in everywhere. Second, here is another important issues including gender equality. Eliminate all form of violence against all women and girls in public, private sphere, including trafficking, sexual and type of exploitation. Is to, eliminate all harmful practice such as child, early and forced marriage and female genital mutilation. Female genital mutilation is bad practice in Africa, you know. Recognize and value unpaid care and domestic work through the provision of public service, instruction and social protection policies, and promote the shared responsibility within the household and family and national affairs. Ensure women full and effective participation and equal opportunity for leadership in all level decision making, political, economic, and public life. And another important issue included in gender equality is that ensure universal access to sexual and reproductive health and reproductive rights as agree in accordance with the program of action and international conference on population development Beijing platform and action and outcome document of their review conference. Undertake reforms and give the equal rights to economic resources as well as access to ownership of control of land and other form of poverty. I think here is the sum of other most of the student is from law department. You know about the laws and regulation and acts about land, I think. And here is the big sector of women discrimination. Women are discriminated this sector, so this sector must be reformed. The law, land, and this sector must be reformed. Ensure or enhance the use of enabling technology, in particular information and communication technology, that promote the empowerment of women. So media, electronic media and press media, both media is very important issue related to women empowerment or women gender equality. Adopt and strengthen the policy and influence the legislation to promote the gender equity and empower the all women and get relevant issue. Here most of the point I discuss is related to the sustainable development. So all point make the world, will make the world, and I think it is working. This sustainable development and goal is working well the whole world. And I discussed here 5 point. Also reduce inequality is also important in number 10, and another sustainable cities and community you can also discuss. But I think that the 5 point, first 5 point is very much related to my course social welfare and development, and you also will discuss and make note or prepare your note including this 5 point: no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equity, and also include reduce inequality, sustainable cities and community. And you can also include peace, justice as a strong institution, partnership of goal. These 2 points, I think you are all clear about all goal, but I think I have to discuss on 16 point 16, peace, justice as a strong institution. I have to discuss or make you clear. I think that. So I'm going to discuss on 16 point and last point here. This point is mainly focused on promote peaceful and inclusive society for sustainable development, provide access to justice for all, and build effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions for all levels. Significantly reduce all form of violence and related death rates everywhere, in abuse, exploitation, trafficking, and all form of violence against the torture of children, promote the rule of law and national and international level, ensure equal access to justice for all. By 2030, significantly reduce illicit financial and arms flow, strengthen the recovery of return of the stolen assets, and combat all form of organized crime. Sustainably reduce corruption and bribery from all form of all form. develop effective, accountable, and transparent institution in all level. So all this point, all this, those point is very much relevant to peace, justice as a strong institution and good governance. So this point is very much related to in term of Bangladesh. Peace, justice as a strong institution. So you will make this note in your own way and make it clear. If any problem, you may ask me question, or you can give me any comments or suggestion about my lecture. Now I'm going to dismiss or terminate my lecture, today's lecture, and I think you will be okay. Stay home, be safe. Assalamu alaikum. I'm going to close my lecture today. Allah Hafiz.